Hey there everybody, we're doing a drainage video today, and you caught a little bit of it on my video about the concrete patio and sidewalk that we had installed, where before the concrete was poured we put the drainage pipe down underneath it beforehand, and now this is a project that's continuing, and now that the concrete's poured. So I want to show you what we have going on here first, and I think you may have caught that mosquito in the lens. So we have a downspout here where we do get some leaves and a lot of runoff. It's a very long span here with another spout down the other side. Now we've got the pipe that you may have seen, like I said in the other video here. One of the challenges though is we've got the cement coming pretty much right the end of the garage apron, right at the edge of the downspout. So we have to figure out a little bend to get into the drainage pipe here. But the most important thing here is how deep we dig this drainage pipe and where it goes. So we put a level on this thing before the cement was poured, and also this trench that was dug, which was not easy with all of the tree roots here. There used to be a big tree right here, and you could probably see some of these roots. We had to get through with the Sawzall. But in any case, this thing gradually slopes downhill, which is exactly what you want. It's a little flat underneath the cement, but then it gradually slopes downhill. And if you look at the connection point up there and the end point here, this is lower, which is exactly what you need. And then in the end, rather than do one of those pop-ups, what I want to try first is a pit of stones, and then just have a little bit of an opening at the top in the grass where you can see the stones, so that way the water can percolate up that way, and at least also have the ability to leach into the grounds in the surrounding area, versus if I had an elbow in one of those pop-ups, the water would be trapped in there. So we're going to do a connection here and continue the pipe, which you'll see in a few minutes, and run it to the end, and then I'm going to start backfilling the dirt. Later on in the video, I'm going to figure out what we're doing here on the connection. Let's go to the other drain pipe now. So this one, excuse the very loud radon mitigation fan, which we're going to replace in another video, and also the air conditioning. Everything's running at the same time here. So we're trying out one of these downspouts here, where it allows you the opportunity to catch the leaves without it going into the pipe. And so far what I've noticed is that it does definitely catch them. In some instances it traps them, which is not the best, but I'm going to keep my eye on that, and I'll let you know what I think about this at the end of the video. But I already have the pipe in the ground. I need to bring more stone in here. We've got some tile tape on here to make sure it doesn't leak. We go underneath, and this is all going downhill. And then later on in the video, I'm going to continue this pipe again, join it together, and come out on the other side, run it through. We already have a trench here, and remove the stones and have the pipe end right underneath the stones. It's all downhill. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Alright, pull this up, put the adapter on. This is gonna keep it sealed and prevent leaks, roots coming in, and erosion in the area. We're gonna get the other side, do the same thing. got this filled in about 3/4 of the way, and with the exception of the end where we're going to put stone, I want to now just hit it with some water to let that settle and get down behind the pipe. I want that settling now, not later when I put all these grass pieces back, because then otherwise you'll see the depression over time after it's settled. So I want to get some of that happening now. This means we may end up with some water at the end, but this is going to be necessary to prevent that future settling. A lot of options here how to tie in the downspout to the drain pipe. I've decided to do this. Purchased the 12-inch catch basin from NDS, and they make this in a 9 also. And these basins are often used out in the yard where you've got water pooling and you want to get it out of the area. I decided to go with this beneath the downspout because this will capture the larger debris leaves, and then also they make a net which installs right in here, which is on order. It has not arrived yet, so you'll see me do that at the end. But you know, what I really wanted to avoid was all of the debris going into that drain pipe and clogging it over time, having to flush it out. I really did not want to deal with that, so I felt like this was the option I wanted to go with. If in the future it doesn't work out for me, I could always make an adjustment. And this is what's going to go from the downspout, and it'll spill out right over the grate just like that. Now got the box in the hole here, and I'm going to mark the location where I'm going to be cutting the pipe. Put one puncture in there, and then I can pull this thing out and cut it properly. I'm going to attach the pipe. I think you just push it in. That's it, snapped in. Alright, it looks like it is absolutely level, and I think I want it to be a bit higher, so I'm going to backfill a little bit of dirt underneath the catch basin, and then we'll put it back down again. We are all tile taped in. Just throw the lid on there. Just won't screw it in yet. And now what I want to do is figure out exactly where this is going to go. We've got it all, the gutter and the attachment all installed. Some new longer screws in there which I'll have to paint later to match, but we've got everything here in place. Let's go down to the pit now. So like I said earlier, I could go with a pop-up, but I've decided against that for now. I'm going to fill it with stone, dig it down. I'm going to dig down a little deeper, fill this thing with stone, some landscape cloth, keep the dirt out. And then what you're going to see at the top, the hole will be closed up. You just see some of the stone just sitting here. My neighbor's got one of those. It seems to be working well for him. I'm going to show you what that looks like. Okay, if you see here, there's just a few stones. That's all you see in between the grass. And there is the downspout right there. So that's never clogged for him. So I think I'm going to do the same thing. Landscape fabric is in, so now we're going to start filling with some stones. Drop the pipe on top of the base, put more stones, fold it all over, trim it, and at the end it's going to look a little bit more tidy. we are filled with stones. What I'm going to do now is wrap this completely with the landscape fabric, and I can put a little bit more topsoil in the replace some of the grass. And then in the center, I'm going to have some stones visible on the top of the landscape fabric, so I know where this is, and I can always then open this up later and get down to that pipe if I need to. We're leaving it at that for now. It's like a bunch of Easter eggs or something. So I'm gonna get the hose and stick it up in the drain, let it run for a bit, and we're gonna watch and see what happens. You might want to bring it out just a little bit. It's a little bit of splash going to the left. The bin is filled up to the point where it's probably going down through the pipe. Okay, I'm starting to see the water come up now. Now we're back to the rear drain pipe, and once again, the very loud radon mitigation fan. But you can see I've already got leaves, caught up in here, which is a good thing. I want to see how this thing works, because if there's too many leaves in there, I guess the water can't get in and it's going to splash out when I finish up this pipe, which for the moment ends here. Looks like some chipmunks were eating sunflower seeds on here. So we're going to finish trenching here, and then we're going to run the pipe out underneath here. So let's get this out of the way right now, so that way we have a place to bring it. We'll bring the pipe right out here, and then we'll rearrange the stones under it with the pipe ending in this spot. So we've got to bend it a little bit in that area I was digging, and letting it sit in the sun for a few minutes will make it a little bit more pliable and easy to bend. While we're waiting for that to happen, we're going to get the put the adapter on this end. When you put this stuff on, it stretches, so you want to pull it tight and let it stretch, and that way when you release it and it sticks, it's going to tighten up around the fitting. Okay, we have the pipe laid in here, and gonna have to cut it here. So this is what we look like now. The important thing, the better thing that I like about this drain is that we come out to daylight, versus the other one, the first one we were working on, going to the pit of stones. That's a problem, because the thing can get filled up and clogged up with debris, right? But this one, better deal, because it's going to daylight, like I said. So we're gonna backfill some of this dirt in a few minutes, but I think we're gonna leave it We're gonna have some rain tonight, and we're gonna check it out and watch how this one and the other one performs. Well, before I finished filming this video, which is taking a few days, I'm pivoting. The first downspout that you saw emptying into the basin, well, after testing it out, you may have seen it leak a little bit on the earlier in the video. I decided to pull it out. I don't like the fact that it's leaking, and I wanted to go with something different. So I'm going to show you what I did. We now just have a solid pipe all tied in. I put the adapter in there with a little extension piece of the corrugate elbow and pieced these together straight up into the downspout. And you know, right now what my concern is, and the reason why I went for that with that basin, was because it had that grate in there, had the ability to capture the leaves without them getting stuck and clogged in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some protection up at the top of the downspout up in the gutter to make sure the leaves don't come down, and that's just going to be a separate video. But here I tested this out with the hose. It's absolutely perfect, not a single drip, and it went to the very end, and I still have this pitch that we want downhill. We're supposed to get some rain this evening, and what we're going to do is test it out, and we'll check both drains, see how it works, and if the rain doesn't come, we'll do it with the hose in the morning. Well, we waited 2 days and that rain never came, so we're just gonna have to test it out with the hose up in the downspout. Let's see what we've got going on here. You can hear it flowing, nothing dripping. We're gonna have to wait until we get to the end and it starts coming up through the stones. Then we'll come back and check again to see if anything's dripping out. Water's coming up. And let's go back and check, see if we have any leaks up here. Not a single drip. That tile tape is doing a great job. So we're going to turn off this one and we're going to check the downspout in the back. We've got the hose up in that downspout, and we're going to place this here, and we're going to turn on the hose and wait for it. Okay, we've got some leaves coming out. Some splash here. You can see all that water coming out. We are getting some splash coming out of that downspout where I have that that thing there that catches the leaves. But I mean, you can see how much water is flowing out of here. That's a very high pressure hose too, and it is all flooded. There you go. Hopefully you learned something. I know I did during this process. If you did, please hit that like button. That helps the algorithm so more people get to see the video. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm also going to be testing out various options for screening off the downspout from leaves at the top. You'll see a video for that at some point soon. And I'm going to do another follow-up to see which of these two methods I like better. I've got the one that you just saw that catches the leaves but allows a little splash. You know, I kind of wanted to try that here because I have all these trees behind me that are going to be dropping into the gutter, and I really don't want to have this this new drain pipe clogged up with leaves. So we're going to give this a shot first. Again, thanks for watching. Hopefully you can hit that like button. And if you like some of the other videos, you can subscribe too. That'd be great. Hit the bell notification so you can get notified. Thanks again for watching. We will see you again next time.